Deep, switch off your camera. Showtime. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 20 of season 3 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show series. We're well into the third season, and this is Friday, the 7th of February, last show of the week, last show of the day. Tonight, we will be diving deep into a truly fascinating topic that blends the unique elements of pilgrimage, leisure, and business travel. The topic of the show today is Gods, Beaches, and Boardrooms, Pilgrimage, Leisure, and Mice as Pillars of Chennai Hospitality. As one of India's key hospitality hubs, Chennai has a rich and diverse tourism ecosystem, and we shall explore how hoteliers in the city manage different travel segments while maintaining operational excellence. I'm honored to be joined by a distinguished group of general managers from leading hotels in Chennai, each with a unique perspective on balancing beachfront resorts, luxury hotels, and also pilgrimage-based properties. Let me introduce our esteemed panel of speakers. First in is the newest general manager at the Taj Fisherman Cove Resort and Spa in Chennai, Naved Karbelkar, Mumbai boy in Chennai. Welcome to the show, Naved.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Next in is somebody I've done a show before with, who needs no introduction. He's a very experienced general manager, Deepraj Mukherjee, who's the general manager of the rather well-appointed the Westin Chennai Velachery. Welcome to the show, Deep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next in is somebody I'm doing my first show with, like with Naved. Here is Anand Nair, who's the general manager of the Intercontinental Chennai Mahabalipuram Resort. Welcome to the show, Anand.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here. Thank you.
Such a pleasure having you here, Anand. Next in is somebody I've known for the longest while, but our first show together, Vinodh Ramamurthy, who's the general manager of the Hilton in Chennai, that's at Gindi. Welcome to the show, Vinodh.
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Thank you for having me here. It's absolutely a pleasure.
Such a delight having you here. And last but not the least, somebody with whom I'm perhaps doing my third show, he shall correct me if I'm wrong, Rajesh Radhakrishnan, who's the general manager of the Park Chennai. Welcome to the show, Rajesh.
Thank you very much, Bhuvanesh. It's fantastic to be on this show, and I think you're doing a fabulous job with all these debates and talks.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the show, Rajesh. God bless you all. Now, let me get rolling with all your permission. Each one of these general managers, they bring valuable experience in managing and leading some of the most iconic properties in this rapidly developing city and region. They are all heavyweights of the industry. and they carry and lead the future of this industry on their broad shoulders. And they're great brand ambassadors for their brand, the industry, and the hotel that they lead. So let me get on with Naved, who's taken charge of the Taj Fisherman's Cove Resort and Spa about 6 months ago, Naved? 7.
It's been 8 months now. Yeah.
8 months, huh? Time flies. Tell me, how do you manage the operational challenges of running a beachfront resort while catering to both leisure and MICE guests? And what unique service offerings do you deploy for them?
First of all, it's an honor to be here on BW Hotelier, the GM show. Let me start with by saying that Taj Fisherman's Cove is one of the iconic beachside resort in it, and it is one of the first luxury resort on the ECR belt. And in couple of months, we will be celebrating the 50th year for this resort. So since its inception in 1974, Taj Fisherman Cove has catered to many dignitaries, politicians, and who's who of the country, be it domestic or international tourism. To name a few, Queen Elizabeth has stayed, at Fisherman's Cove. Uh, Sri Narendra Modi has stayed with us at Fisherman's Cove. Xi Jinping, Chinese premier, has stayed with us. You know, so it has got a lot of legacy, and the uniqueness is the beach. If you see in the background, also the stunning coastline that we enjoy at the Fisherman's Cove. This is one of the positive thing that that attracts a lot of guests to the resort. Now, if you see, the city is surrounded and are home to many significant temples. It makes it a pilgrimage site also. Mahabalipuram is just 25 minutes away from the resort, so that also becomes one of the attraction why people would check in here, and one of the activity that they do is visit the Mahabalipuram offshore temple. Then our few segments, at least I would say 20 room nights in a week would be from people who are traveling to Tirupati, and post that they want to unwind after taking the darshan. They come and spend 1 or 2 nights at Taj Fisherman's Cove, and then they move on. So that way, it plays a very, pilgrimage plays a very important role when it comes to Taj Fisherman's Cove. Now, coming to leisure, that is one of the most prominent, business chunk that we get. You know, the resort has its stunning coastline to offer, and it has got a lot of opportunities for the leisure travelers when you once you check in over here. See, the hotel is placed um, with a unique cottages, villas, and then there is a commercial block as well. So it is ready to cater both leisure and MICE as well. If you see the stunning beach line which is there, we have a lot of activities over there on the beach, starting from 4:30 p.m. onwards. Uh, be it volleyball, be it football on the beach, cricket, kite flying, sand art, castle making. There are so many activities, so there's a lot to do in the resort. Once you do that, for kids we have a very separate kids activity area, which has got a lot of elements for them to go and unwind and play over there. Then we have three iconic restaurants at the resort, which one of them is Bayview, which offers the coastal cuisine and which is right on the beachfront. You can enjoy the serene shore by dining at this beachfront. So leisure is something which I would say is almost 45 to 50% of our business chunk. Coming to MICE, Chennai is increasingly recognized as a hub for business and corporate travelers. The city's growing infrastructure is combined with cultural appeal makes it an attractive destination when it comes to MICE. There was always a requirement of a big banqueting uh, at Taj Fisherman's Cove because we always used to get a query, but our banqueting was very small earlier. It was only 3,500 square feet. Now, newly we have added a 10,000 square feet, ballroom to our Taj Fisherman's Cove, which is now generating a lot of business for us. Now we can cater up to into when it comes to a floating crowd, we can cater up to 2,000 packs per event. So That way, now this is a new business opportunity which is open over here, keeping in mind the demand which is growing. So that is helping us a lot. I can't hear you. Sorry.
You're on mute, I think.
My apologies. Even Hercules dropped it. So, Navid, I've stayed there. And my first stay was in the 90s, but I was there last year I was there. And also, you know, the good thing about the Taj Fisherman's Cove is that it is, first of all, I think you're also a neighbor of Anand. He's not too far. And also, you are the go between Pondicherry and Chennai. So you
Right,
attract travelers from both the locations.
right, right, right.
And anybody who's not done the Taj Fisherman's Cove, you must have it on your bucket list. So let me now, thank you so much for your response, Naved. Uh, Let me now circle into Deepraj. Deep, if I may, with the first question. How do you optimize operations to cater to a varied mix of business travelers, conference goers, and leisure guests while maintaining a luxury experience at the Westin Chennai? And the Westin brand, as we all know, has a lot to do with wellness.
That's correct, Bhuvanesh. The question is very beautiful. I mean, it has pretty much every aspect of hoteliering, imbibed in it. So it's a beautiful thing. I will answer this in a little different way. For me, operational experience and luxury is all about creating unforgettable moments in the positive sphere of things. So if a guest is either dipping his legs in a pool or having a margarita in a rooftop bar, or maybe just having breakfast or attending a conference, what he does not ask for, if you're able to deliver that and wow him, that is what luxury is to me.
True.
Now, in order to get there, it's all about operational excellence. Now, how do we get our teams together? How do we get the wellness together? How do we get their uh, demands said and unsaid met? Is the entire thing about operational planning. So I wrote down a couple of points for myself while we were, in the planning stage for these questions. I think for business travelers, a business traveler is here for business, yes, but not through the day. So the time when he's checking in, maybe he's coming in on a late night flight. He's looking at a speedy check-in, check-out. He's looking at a comfortable room. He's looking at a sound sleep. He's looking at a quick breakfast. He's looking out of the hotel into his office. Similarly, again, when he's coming back from office, he's looking at a fast check-in back into his room, a quick drink in the bar, maybe with some friends, getting a fast laundry done, a quick dinner. So service, impeccable speed. He should not be able, have to tell too many things too many times. People recall and remember him from his past. To add to this, Westin is part of the Marriott brand. The Bon Voy program is in a tall order. It's pretty much setting benchmarks all over, and guest recognition, guest data concentration in our systems is so high that if somebody is staying today, even after a year, he comes back, pretty much everything is available for us to just look up. So the whole thing is exploiting the experience of that customer. That is for conference business traveler. Now we go to conference goers. Conference goers requirement is pretty similar business, but they are also looking at maybe networking, maybe a app-based a planning stage. They're looking at dedicated event management teams, how they are planning out the entire cohort of the meeting, flexible meeting spaces with modern setups and technology incorporated into the entire process of the conference that's going on. How do they go from a room one to room two to a breakaway room? The entire thing is a app-based thing, so that they don't really have to look out, ask for. The Marriott red coat is very, very famous, and there's one guy wearing a red coat and moving around in the hall. All that anybody knows that this is the guy to go to for anything. So that really helps us in that conference in MICE piece. Not that my hotel is the biggest MICE hotel in town, but then we do have MICE, and this really helps. Then we talk about leisure guests. Leisure guest, I would say, has still not jumped back to pre-COVID numbers, but we still are getting leisure crowd, and in order to maximize our revenues and occupancies, with certain periods in the year, we actually encourage that piece of business to we actually come in. For that, we have plenty of things in the wellness sector for us, in which we imbibe spiritual tourism, there are plenty. I'll just read out a couple of things that I wrote down for them in a bit. So we're doing the curated local experiences mentioned. We spoke about the wellness programs. We did not speak about kids programs and poolside activities that we're going for these leisure guests. Sure. Also, in order to drive operational efficiency and staff training, we are doing plenty of dynamic staffing. Previously, we would have pretty stagnant numbers, constant numbers of people who are employed at the hotel. Now, in today's day and time, with business trends changing and payroll cost being actually a big thing on the hotel P&L, and also how do you increase the efficiencies of people that are there? We as a company have got into plenty of trainings in terms of multi-skilling people in order to increase operational efficiencies. Now, while giving an example, a front desk guy agent is also turned around and taught breakfast service. So when the breakfast is busy, actually the front desk associates are coming in order to increase operational efficiency in that piece of requirement. Second thing, when I say specialty restaurant, we have a lovely restaurant called the Madras Kitchen Company. Now, it does progressive South Indian cuisine. Now, if the restaurant is not really busy and the coffee shop is running full house, the chef from there is brought up to the coffee shop or to the banqueting where the need is. So we're doing, in order to enhance our operational efficiencies, we are getting people to train in different skill sets and get them to come and perform. Then we talked about the technological integrations with mobile app features and smart room technology.
We'll come to that later. So we'll handle technology in a bit, but staying with the question, leisure guests are going to come back, so they're not going to stay too far away. It's only a matter of time. Thank you, Deep, so much. Anand, let me walk across to you. How do you leverage the cultural significance of Mahabalipuram, especially as a UNESCO site, while offering both luxury and spiritual experiences for your guests at Intercontinental Chennai Mahabalipuram? If I can hear from you.
Right, Bhuvanesh. Thank you so much for that question. I think it's a fantastic one because, today, I think more than ever, especially after COVID and with the new generation also starting to travel, most travel trends are talking about people wanting to have more experiential holidays. People want to experience more aspects of culture, of diversity, of the location that they're traveling to, more than ever, and it's only increasing as we get to know from more and more trends. Interestingly, the brand called Intercontinental was originally created. It was one of the first luxury brands in the world. It was created by Yuan Tripp, who owned Pan American Airways. That he envisaged that there will be an Intercontinental in every airport that Pan American Airways is going to fly to, so that people can travel, people can experience. And the Intercontinental brand stands for the fact that we exist to make international travel more alluring. That's the whole brand value that we drive. Considering or on that basis, the location that we are in, as in UNESCO World Heritage Site, makes it a fantastic location to drive that sort of international travel, to bring in travelers, to bring in people who want to experience different facets of this whole country called India and what we have to offer. Because Mahabalipuram is relatively a lesser explored, a lesser known area in India, that we have so much things to offer. So what we do is that we have an Intercontinental concierge program, which is a very strong aspect of a brand value that we drive. The Intercontinental concierge has to be a double clay. They have to have knowledge of every single aspect of, be it culture, be it temples, be it every aspect of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Show Temple, all those aspects. We have to have that available with us to be, personalized in terms of an itinerary to be able to give to any one of our guests at any given point of time. The website will obviously talk about it so that whoever is just doing a normal search on India and who's searching for Mahabalipuram will definitely be able to come across the entire detail of what they can experience, what is it that they can see. So we give a lot of importance to the fact that where we exist, the culture around that place, the temple and the history around that place, we imbibe it. We make sure that we do that storytelling to each and every one of our guests, and make sure that it's not just a stay. It's not just that they come to a hotel or a resort, stay for 2 days and go. It's about immersing themselves in the whole culture and the all the valuable sightseeing options that we have around us. We make sure that it is delivered to them on a personalized manner that they ask for.
I agree. And also we need to up our game, because why is somebody coming and paying this kind of a dollar bill when he can very well stay at home? They're obviously looking for more. They're looking for, first of all, they want to be removed from the mundane reality of their daily existence, and they want to feel like kings. And if we don't make them feel like kings, then we've actually wasted an opportunity. It's a criminal waste, because the guest has come with dreams in his eyes, in their eyes, right? So yeah.
Recently I had this experience, just to add on to what you were saying, that we had this experience of this couple who came in from UK. They were in their early 50s, so to say, and for both of them it was a first visit to India, and this was the destination that they chose, and they came and stayed with us. And frankly, initially they were very, very apprehensive. They didn't know what to expect. They didn't know how to go about it. But we met up with them. We understood what their requirements are. We calmed them down, gave them the entire itinerary of what all they need to do. They were here for a 2-week period. In fact, we even arranged a car and drove them down to Kerala, and came back. And they coming back, and at the time of departure, they were floored, in the sense that they were so happy, and they said that is far beyond our expectations. And in just a short period of time, I think we have had another 6 guests who came with us and stayed with us because of postal reference from them. And they said this is definitely not going to be the last visit to India. We're going to be coming back earlier, and we wish did this earlier. So that's you have to make that every opportunity count.
So
Make sure that we sell our story.
we're actually brand ambassadors, not just for our hotel industry, for our industry and brand, but we're brand ambassadors for the entire country.
Absolutely.
Showcase what Indian hospitality is. Tell me, what's the distance between Naved and your hotel?
It's about 8 kilometers, Naved, around 8 to 10, yeah, roughly.
And
Well,
how far?
it takes about
exactly
10
8
to 12
minutes.
minutes, not more than that.
Yeah, and how far are you from Pondicherry?
About 110 kilometers, takes about an hour and 20 minutes.
There you are. Excellent. So let me now move from the beaches to the heart of town. Let me get in with Vinodh. Vinodh, if I may come into you, tell me, how do you maintain Hilton Chennai's luxury standards while ensuring operational efficiency for both business guests and those visiting the city for spiritual purposes? Because you're right in the thick of action. You're not far from the airport. You're actually not too far from the ECR, to the way I remember the old route which took us to Pondicherry used to go past the airport.
Thank you for that question, Bhuvanesh.
Yeah.
So I'll basically start with something which I think all of us have done in our lives across this panel. So I think we've all worked in business hotels. We've also worked in leisure hotels. One big sentiment that we all echo together, I guess, is that when you're on business, your company pays for it, right? Sentiments, even if in case something goes right, wrong, can be managed. It's less emotional. You get over it. But when you're on a leisure trip, the money goes out of your pocket. You spend from your pocket. So I think the sentiments are stronger there. So I'm assuming Naved and Anand has a little more tougher time in handling certain feedbacks if in case things go the other way than it is expected. Having said that, the hotel where I'm sitting in, the Hilton Chennai, is the first Hilton in India. So this is the hotel that was built from the ground in 2000. It opened actually in Feb 2011, but this is the first Hilton in India.
Where's that?
Though it's a 106 years old company, this is the first Hilton in India. So it has its legacy. It has set standards for the rest of the hotels coming in. And in fact, the owners who build new hotels, who wants to sign up, they all come to see the Hilton Chennai to see the standards and what kind of standards do we follow. So this hotel has about 5 F&B outlets, apart from 204 keys, guest rooms. So we have diverse dining options for guests. Somebody wants to have a buffet, they go up to the Vasco's. If somebody wants to have a good Indian meal, they go to Aina. If somebody wants to have a wine and cheese, nice cocktail evening, they go down to the Vintage Bank. And if they want to have a nice, like a slightly more loud evening, they would go to the Cuba. And just for a coffee and a pastry, it's the est in the lobby level, right? So it's a very diverse offering that we have, which caters to different segment of guests. Now, again, this hotel caters to both business and leisure travelers. So it's a typical Sunday to Thursday hotel for business travelers, and over the weekend it flips. And when you have leisure guests coming in, we have long stays staying inside the hotel. So, having said this, the service levels also have to change, right? Like Deepraj mentioned, somebody who's sitting on a business over here, there's this quick morning breakfast, maybe good coffee, efficient transportation, anything to do with business facilities like printing, scanning, any of these other business facilities that they need, all of those things comes into priority. But when it comes to weekend guests, they are here to experience the hotel, they're here to experience the city. They're probably here for shopping. They're probably here for maybe seeing sightseeing. They're probably here for maybe doing pilgrimage. So we do get a lot of guests who stay over the weekend and then they go back from here into other cities in the down south as well. There are guests who go to places like Madurai. They go to Rameshwaram. They go to guests who don't want to stay closer to the monuments, or when if they're going to be very heavily priced over the weekends towards the coast, then they stay with us and then they do a day trip and come back to the Mahabalipuram. So those are the kind of guests who stay with us. Now, the luxury, what I define over here, is basically in today's need, I think it is basics, absolute basics. With the change in a lot of things that is happening around us, consistency in what we're able to deliver. Let's say if somebody had a masala dosa today morning, checking in on a Saturday, if they want to have the same masala dosa next day morning, are they able to get it in the same taste, same consistency, same size of a dosa? I think that is what is luxury in today's need, because there's a lot of inconsistency that happens with a lot of chains, with a lot of establishments, even standalones for that matter. So a guest carries back a memory of a masala dosa from Chennai, and it is the same every single day. It starts from there. I think it's very small basics that it starts from there. Beyond that, there are a lot of other things that keeps the sentiment of a luxury. Anybody who comes here on a business travel, internet is essential. So we have premium internet for guests. Cocktail hours, small little things that we make over here. If we know there's a guest who's going to come back from the office only by around 8:30, and if he's staying here only for 2 nights, if he's booked for an executive room or maybe he's booked for a suite room, if he's not able to get to that facility, he's not able to enjoy those facilities, it makes no sense. Then there's no luxury in what he's experiencing, right? So
True,
we
true.
personalize. We go back and see what time the guest comes back. If he's not able to make it for the cocktail hours, is there something that we can have it pre-placed in the room, or can we send something when he comes back? These are small little things that makes a difference,
Absolutely.
and that is
It's
what
absolutely. And also the guest feels very wanted, you
absolutely,
know,
yeah.
that there is somebody who's looking at him and there's somebody who's keen and doing it. Thank you so much, Vinodh. Let me now circle in to Rajesh. Rajesh, you're perhaps one of the oldest hoteliers here. How many years?
I've been in Chennai 22 years.
22 years. There you are. All right. You still have black hair. So let me Malayali in Chennai, let me ask him, how do you balance the needs of business travelers leisure guests, and pilgrims while maintaining operational excellence at the Park Chennai.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhuvanesh. So, I mean, I would like to say that the Park Chennai is definitely like in the heart of the city. It's primarily our business clientele is business travelers. But having said that, like my friend here also mentioned, Vinodh mentioned, it really flips over on the weekends. And coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3 days of the week, it completely turns into kind of a leisure destination, although it is a business hotel in the heart of the city. So, and it also helps that Tamil Nadu is right at the top when it, when we're talking about tourist arrivals. I think it is rated as per Tamil Nadu government the number one in foreign tourist arrivals in the country. I believe we are in the top two in terms of domestic tourism happening. UP and Tamil Nadu are like the top two states for domestic tourist arrivals. So thanks to that, I think we have a good mix of business travelers and leisure guests and even the pilgrim tourism happening, although we are in the heart of the city. And balancing the needs, of course, for I think any like in any hotel, it is definitely a tricky part to see how to cater to various segments, various types of clientele which is coming into your hotel, because everybody's need is different. A business traveler's need is vastly different from what a leisure guest requirements are on the weekend or any given day. So what we try to do is to do like a lot of training to our associates to see how they are like kind of they can be ready to deliver a personalized kind of guest experiences. It also helps, you had also mentioned in the question that how do we achieve like kind of balance all the needs of all the customer and also maintain the operational kind of excellence in this regard. So I think a lot of credit, I think in any hotel would definitely go to the training aspect, and it helps that we have what we have in our group, which is the APJ Institute of Hospitality, which is our own institute that we have in Navi Mumbai. So we have constant training programs happening from the APJ Institute. So we have trainers from there coming over here, and then we have online trainings happening, and then of course we have our own in-house training department, which looks into the aspect of how we can create kind of bespoke and personalized guest experiences for all the kind of travelers that we have. I think many of my friends here, they've already spoken about, how they, what is the kind of different needs that a business traveler has and what a leisure traveler has. So I would like to say at our hotel, we do a lot of personalization. Even our size and the scale of the operation is such that, it gives us a lot of opportunity to kind of give a kind of very personalized experience to our customers. So the team is like very well focused on delivering that. And one of the ways that we do is, of course, through culinary excellence. So we are really well known in the city for in the what are all the culinary offerings that we provide. So we have a fantastic range of restaurants. Then we are also very prominent in the nightlife and the beverage segment. So like for the weekend leisure segment, there is a lot of offering in terms of events and nightlife events and activities to do. Other aspect which comes strongly particularly in my hotel is the rejuvenation part. So Aura, which is my spa, is like one of the biggest spa in the city, where we have like about 9 therapies and 9 therapy rooms and various rejuvenation packages that we have customized for travelers. So I see a lot of our room guests using Aura, the spa. So I think overall what I would like to say is, how we're able to balance all these needs is by ensuring that we have various experiences, which people can choose based on what they want. And one more point that I want to mention is like, since we have a lot of this pilgrimage and, heritage kind of tourists coming into the hotel, we have like, for example, 2 packages that we have. One is what we call the Temple Run package. And then we have another package, which is called the Marina Heritage Walk. Because the Marina Beach, we have a beautiful stretch on the very close to the hotel. So people can actually take that package and, it's like a guided tour of all the heritage monuments by the marina. So, and the temple run is, of course, all the city, famous temples in the city. We have some amazing temples in the city. So
excellent, Rajesh. That's And that's amazing, So, I mean, the park in Chennai pretty much go hand in hand. Thank you for your response. We're past the intermission time. We'll take a short 30-second break and I'll come back. Thank you. Thank you so much, Diversey. Thank you for all your support and handholding. It goes a long way in carrying the message for the industry and by the industry. We're reaching all corners of the subcontinent, not just the subcontinent. We're getting into the various Indian Ocean countries, Southeast Asia, and the Far East, and the Middle East, and also across various parts of Africa, Europe, and all. But we get to know because we get responses over there, and we get all the notes, notifications. Thank you again. Having said that, now that we are here, gentlemen, we have 24 minutes to close the show. So it'll be about 3.5 minutes per response. Let me come in with my next question for you, Naved. Naved, the Taj Fisherman's Cove is so strategically positioned, and with Chennai being close to many uh, revered pilgrimage sites, how do you balance the needs of spiritual tourists and leisure guests while ensuring a seamless experience at Taj Fisherman's Cove?
So at Taj Fisherman's Cove, as I said, we offer a very, very, diverse facilities. Right from a check-in, I would also like to pull in a little bit of sustainability out here. So on the check-in, we have a very unique way of giving a coconut water now to the guest. And these coconuts are from the resort of the hotel. We've got close to 325 coconut trees in 45 acres. So these are the resort coconuts that we use to welcome the guest. And for coming to the leisure part of the guest, we have when it comes to leisure, one more part I would like to add here is that there are a lot of guests today who travels with their furry pets. That is also one of the segments. And if you see today on weekends when it is a leisure time, we'll have at least 15 to 20 rooms checking it with our best pets. So we have identified one big corner at the resort called as walk and wag. It has a bathtub for pets. It has games for pets, and it is an enclosure where even the guest can sit along with their pets. That is one of the offering which is really appreciated by many of them. Uh, Now one more challenge that we face, because we are on the beachfront. At times, rain god is very heavy on us, and when you go to the beach side and all, most of the time your key doesn't work when you come back
Oh,
to our rooms. You know, because of the water that gets into the key. So we have also started mobile key. So there's an app that you need to install on arrival, and you can download that app, and then you don't have to use the physical key. With the mobile on itself, you can open the room. So that is one of the offering that which actually saves a lot of time, because for a guest who's at the beach, who goes to the room, and when he goes back to the room, and when he sees that his key is not working, he has to wait for a very long time for somebody to respond and get the key from the reception. So these are the things which are actually helping us. Then if you see, right now, it's it's all about destinations, destination wedding. So right now we have a lot of offerings when it comes to wedding. We have a lot of venues in our hotel. It is a closed venue where when it's a daytime, you can do a ballroom event. Then when it comes to your sangeet or fairas, you can go on the beach itself to do a lot of event over there. The fairas can take place over there. There are multiple options in today's time when it comes to Taj Fisherman's Cove. So so if you see overall, there are a lot of offerings, right? From a kid who's checking into the resort, he can go around do cycling as well. There is option of cycling as well, so keep them engaged. We have a decent size of swimming pool, which will always post the beach activity. People can chill in the swimming pool, and of course, after all this, all people want when they come to Chennai is a good chettinad or a good Chennai cuisine, South Indian cuisine. So we are well placed when it comes to offering of our restaurants. Like Bayview is one of our signature restaurant. Uh, then Seagull has offering of multi cuisine. Then also when it comes to international tourism out here, we have a lot of guests coming from the European market, and that is something which is very unique on ECR built these days, which I'm sure even Anand at IIG and JRT must be experiencing it. So we have again upper deck, which is catering to our European guests, apart from offering them the coastal cuisine at the other restaurants.
Excellent. Yeah. You know, food is central to everything. Pilgrimage comes in almost second. वो खाली पेट क्या मुहावरा है, खाली पेट तो पूजा भी नहीं होती है. So yeah, thank you so much. And having stayed at the Taj Fisherman's Cove, uh, uh, it's at another level. It's very different. Look, each and every hotel and resort are very different. But like Naved had just said in the earlier question, they're going to, in next 2 months, they'll do their 50th anniversary, even though they started in 1974. That will technically make it 52 years, no, Naved?
74 started in 74.
74.
Yes.
So, ठीक है. So tell me, let me just walk across now to Deep. Deep, given Chennai's religious roots, how does the Taj Westin Chennai offer a holistic experience, integrating wellness for both spiritual travelers and those seeking leisure or business accommodations?
So Westin as a brand was developed with wellness as a core value. We have 6 pillars of wellness. We call them sleep well, eat well, move well, feel well, work well, and play well. Now, it is in a way it's beautiful because you can actually add it on to any kind of segment, any person traveling, be it a conference guy or a tourist or a FIT just coming in for a weekend, a staycation fellow. All of them would require the 6 basics of staying in a hotel. If you ask predominantly for what do we do for religious tourism category of guests that are coming in over our slow, not Monday to Thursday guests, the other 3 days guests. We have last year introduced Ayurveda package in our spa. Well, Westin is a Western brand. It never had Ayurveda as a set of offering, but we got it in just to cater to that Indian sentiment of getting into a holistic view of feel well and work well. Meditation is something that we started driving last year onwards. We hired a specially trained Ayurveda doctor who does meditations every morning, 5:30. There's a meditation session going on. Our long stays and are there on the regular days on days of holiday when there are religious tourists moving around. They take this. We do runs in the Elliott Beach for people who would want to get on the move well thing. Feel well. We spoke about blending Ayurveda massage along with Siddha and other Ayurvedic treatments. Play well. We are doing dance performances and traditional cooking classes to get these gentlemen, ladies who are here on vacation or spiritual tourism, as you might call it. Usually, this clientele is European, is about 55 or thereabouts. So age group starts there. So it is much slower, calmer, people who've seen the world, would want to experience, have time in hand, would want to get into depth of Indian culture. So we try and uplift the Indian culture to them with the Western values stitched in. So this is exactly what we are doing. Why we do this? Our we coined the word, but then we haven't. We called it the spiritual concierge. It's still work in progress. The idea is again, somebody mentioned that Chennai is pretty much at the start entry for South India in terms of temple tourism. So now we are helping people chart out a concierge route in which they could take a entire temple run from here to Madurai and out, and then they go to our God's own country in Kerala and fly out. So that work is in progress. So that's how we are managing integrating spirituality and wellness together in our Westin Hotel at Chennai.
Thank you so much, Deep. Let me come back to you, Anand, for your second one. Mahabalipuram, spiritualism, temples, pilgrimage, they're pretty much, there's a lot more to it than the world knows. So why don't you tell us, how does your property collaborate with local temples and pilgrimage centers to create bespoke offerings that cater to both spiritual and leisure travelers, and at the same time give us a short capsule on Mahabalipuram for the uninitiated?
All right, so I'll start with this in terms of Mahabalipuram as a World Heritage Site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built by the Pallavas and considered to be over 1,000 years old. There are multiple facets to what Mahabalipuram is about. One part is a show temple. There is something called the Krishna's butterboard, which is a very, very interesting aspect. It's a huge piece of rock which is very precariously balanced on a mountain slope. Not a mountain slope, it's a hilly slope. And story goes that earlier kings had even gotten elephants to try and push that rock down, but they couldn't even budge it. Even though the fact that there's only a very minimal portion of that huge rock which is actually in touch with the ground. There are these frescoes which have been done on the basis of Arjuna's penance and various such things. There are the chariots which are built out of proper rock, in the sense that it's one single piece of rock, and how they could conceptualize in those times such a massive amount of such a massive chariot. It requires a lot of skill, a lot of superior skill sets in terms of how the whole rock cut mechanism or the process that they had used was really fantastic. I mean, to think about the fact that they could actually come up with something like that so many years back. So that's one part of the thing. The second is that there are so many such temples all around this place, and it's not just a show temple or not just Mahabalipuram. So how we contribute or how we collaborate is that, like I was saying, the Intercontinental Concierge program is that we have insider information. Now, we can't obviously go and tell the temples that, we're sending our guests and to give them any special treatments, but we give the guests the timings, what is special, what time is the right time to go there, what time is crowded, what time is not, etc., etc. So all that kind of information we are able to pass on. The interesting thing also, like there are another interesting thing that I'd like to add on here. I don't know how many people know about it. There is a temple which is very close to probably between my hotel and Naved's Taj Fish Cove. It's called the Nitya Kalyana Perumal temple. It is a temple which is over 1,000 years old, and the main deity is Vishnu, Varaha Avatar it's called, and it's one of the 108 special Devasthana, so to say, of Vaishnavites in the country. It's considered to be a deity where there is a marriage ceremony of Vishnu and his cohort that's performed here every single day. So 360 days there is the wedding ceremony of the deity that is happening in that temple, and for that reason it's considered to be auspicious for people who are getting married to come and pray there, and also to come and pray there for those people who are finding obstacles in terms of getting married. So you have so many people coming in from all parts of the country, especially South India, and huge crowds just waiting there just to take blessing from that particular deity, just so that they get married. So that again, these are very unique aspects of the culture here, of temples. So this is the kind of information, inside information, that we provide to our guests, and we assist them in that particular journey that they
Very
hear.
interesting. That is so interesting. Such trivia are extremely important for us, not just for storytelling, but also to carry with us and share with the generations to come. Otherwise, this will all be forgotten soon. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Anand. You presented it so well.
Thank
Vinod,
you.
thank you again, Anand. Vinod, if I was to come to you, you may want to unmute yourself. Tell me, let me stay with this temple tourism and pilgrimage and all. With Tamil Nadu's iconic temples drawing millions of pilgrims, how does Hilton Chennai offer tailored services that enhance pilgrimage experience for religious tourists?
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. So let me break this down into two different segments of pilgrims, or maybe the tourists who come inside. One is the ones who knows what to do. They just come, stay. They know which temple to go, what they want to do, and then they do. They combine that probably with maybe leisure, shopping, sightseeing. They probably go to, let's say, if somebody wants to go to a particular temple, they'll finish that, come back, and get to the other side, get to the coast, do some shopping, and then go back. So that's one segment of guests who comes in for leisure, or combining pilgrimage. The second one is somebody who wants to go to a place. They've heard about it from somebody, or they must have read about it, saying somebody told you, saying get this place, but they don't know, they don't have a clue of what to do, right? That's when the whole fun starts. So what we do over here is, let's say, for example, somebody wants to go to Tirupati. They know they want to go to Tirupati. Probably they must have booked tickets, or they must have got a travel agent or somebody else who they are in touch with. But even when all of us travel for pilgrimage, or maybe when we want to go to a temple, all of us have gone with families to do this, right? At some point in time in life, or maybe we still continue to do it. What are the two things that we look at? One is saying, oh, how am I going to go? What am I going to wear? And where am I going to eat? Like you rightly said, gods, yes, we will go to see them, but the fact is that your stomach has to be full. You can't go starving, right? Especially if you're with kids. The first thing that looks challenging is the food. Where am I going to eat? Is it going to be hygienic? Is it going to be comfortable food for me, for me and my children? And that's what we look at. So what we do here is we emphasize on vegetarian food, and we also have something which is packed, ready, hygienic, kept ready for the guest depending on their itinerary. So that's one very important aspect of it. Second is the clothing. There are a lot of cultural nuances behind temples, right? There are some temples where men have to wear a dhoti. There are a lot of temples where the women can only wear a dhoti. They can only wear a sari, or maybe they can wear maybe a suit with maybe a dupatta, or maybe a shawl on top, whatever you call it, right? So those are things that we look at, like a pack or maybe a ready information which is available, given to the guest on check-in, depending on where they want to go. It's not like a ready reckoner available where any
Kind of
guest is
checklist.
coming in. Do you want to go to? Yeah, it's basically depending on where you want to go, because this journey starts on pre-arrival. I mean, being a business hotel, if you know there is a family of 2 or 3 guests coming in, I think we all know what is going on, right? We know who the guests are, and we get to know why they're coming over here, and that's when we start doing these things. Like I've had guests who said, okay, I'm not able to go to Tirupati, but I've come here to Chennai to do something else. Can I get laddus? And I've actually helped out. We actually have somebody whom we talk to who's able to, because there are day trips that goes to Tirupati and comes back. Like I have some contacts, I would say like 14, 15-year-old contacts, right? Who gets me laddus every day if I want to. So those are small little things that we do, and this is just one religion that we're talking about. There are guests who come here who wants to go to Velachery. There are guests who wants to go to like when the Kartika Deepam festival happened, they wanted to go to Thiruvannamalai. I mean, they have no clue of what to do there in that place, but they want to go to that festival. So
To give
we
us
have somebody
context,
who's
it is incumbent upon us. It's a duty to guide them.
absolutely, yeah. So we have contacts in that place. We have some locals. We have some team members who work, who belong to that place. So we have contacts who make the journey a little bit more seamless and help them out. Apart from these we have a concierge who guides the guests with what other things that they can do. It's not like, somebody travels all the way to 60 kilometers and then comes back. Like Anand just said about the Nitya Kalyana Perumal temple, right? I remember somebody talking about this temple 25 years back. And those days there was no transportation. Like even Naved's hotel, at one point in time, I've gone to do training when I was in college, right? We used to do STD calls. We used to get transported by a van and then come back. Now things have changed today. Like anybody can just drive, and that temple is right on the main road. When you see from there, you can go yourself. So things have changed for good, and that's what we're looking at, creating those kind of seamless experiences for guests and customizing it for them.
Excellent. You presented a good case. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Vinodh. Let me circle back to you, Rajesh, for the last question of the show and the day. You've spent 22 years here, and tell me, what innovative strategies do you implement at the Park Chennai to stay ahead of trends and ensure your offerings cater to the evolving needs of both leisure and pilgrimage guests? So we have 4 minutes now between now and the show closure, and I also need to close it up.
Close up. Okay, so I'll finish fast.
No, go ahead, take your time.
Yeah. So talking about, what innovative strategies, I think innovation is, I would say, it is there in our, brand DNA. We say that our brand promise is anything but ordinary. And one of our brand pillars, what we say is, that we are creatively inspiring. So in the context of these two, I think, and what I want to say was, okay, I think it's in today's day and age, not only for the Park Bhuvanesh, I think it's also for any hotel or hospitality player today. Innovation becomes like a major strategy, for to be staying ahead in terms of what is the trend and how we can cater to the evolving kind of guest expectation of the various segments that we cater to. So we have like a kind of a very conscious kind of a program to ensure that how we have various innovation happening and how everybody is glued onto it, this innovation. So whether it be it in the F&B or be it in the stay part of it or in the rejuvenation part of it. So everybody is really, constantly thinking about, what is to be done to stay ahead of the trend in this field. So, like I mentioned earlier, also the culinary experience is something where we focus a lot in terms of providing a lot of innovation. So we do focus a lot on showcasing various micro cuisines of our country. Sometimes I feel many of the specialty cuisines people don't really get to know. So we do a lot of research on doing bringing out this micro cuisines. So to name a few, like we have collaborated with specialty chefs to bring out like a cuisine which is called Mopla cuisine from Kerala. We have done a cuisine which is Himachali cuisine. We have showcased northeastern cuisine like a Naga cuisine. So we kind of put this extra effort in bringing in these micro cuisines which are really not the standard part of it. So I think that is one way that we do, I would say, bring in innovation and ensuring that how all our guests of various segments are kind of kept engaged and interested. And same thing applies to like wellness and the technology in the rooms, sustainability, all these aspects, to ensure that we have various offerings which are like experiential offerings. And I think that is the way kind of we try to stay ahead.
Excellent. So it's only befitting that you do the final ceremony of the show with your response. Thank you so much, Rajesh. It's always so interesting to hear from you. Thanks, Abhay. Now, before I close the show, can I, with your permission, do a short KBC over here with a short quiz? Yeah. So you've got to raise your hand and I'll come into you and get your response. Short, one word, crisp answer. Tell me how many UNESCO World Heritage Sites are there in Tamil Nadu, which plays a significant role in the pilgrimage tourism segment of Chennai, in Chennai. Who's going for it? Go ahead. Rajesh?
Um,
Tell me the number. Don't Google.
4. Is it 4?
Okay, no, that's your response. I'll come back. Now you hold on. Who else?
I remember reading somewhere around 40 for
No, this is
Google says it's 5.
in Tamil Nadu, right?
UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
only
Google
In
says
Tamil
it's
Nadu.
5.
in Tamil Nadu.
Ama. Vinodh?
I think it is somewhere around 27, 28, if I'm not wrong.
All right. Next, Naved.
I just did Google, so I think I'll skip this because it says 29 in the country and 4 in Tamil Nadu.
Acha, chalo. Acha, Deep. And
5.
Anand. Sorry?
Google says it's 5. I don't know.
All right.
Ah.
Anand, are you going for it? Anand, are you going for it? No. Okay. So let me tell you the answer is 2. The 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites located in Tamil Nadu are the group of monuments in Mahabalipuram where Anand is, and the Brihadiswarar temple in Tanjavur. So, itra rendu.
And
Seri. All right. So there goes. Naved, were you on it?
No, I said 4. 4 in
oh,
Tamil Nadu.
So நாலு இல்ல ரெண்டு.
ரெண்டு yeah.
Seri. All right, great. So I've had a wonderful session. Look, I've enjoyed my time with all of you. I mean, I've done all these hotels before, but then your predecessors were there. But this is our second show. Anand, have we done a show with you before?
Yes, once I did with you.
There you are. Where were
Also,
you
we
then?
met at the Diversey panel discussion.
There you are.
Yeah.
So the bell was ringing loud and the swings were huge. Great. So, seeing virtually and seeing in person is so different. Thank you so much. So let me just cap up the show with your permission. Naved, you've shared insights on managing beachfront resort operations while delivering exceptional service to both leisure and MICE guests and balancing spiritual tourism with leisure experiences. Deep, you've explained how you maintain operational excellence while catering to business, leisure, and spiritual travelers with a strong emphasis on wellness. Anand is, located where he is located. I mean, he is at the heart of one of the 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So, for Intercontinental Chennai Mahabalipuram, he discussed leveraging cultural significance of Mahabalipuram and creating bespoke packages for both spiritual and luxury guests. Vinodh, comeback kid to his hometown, Chennai, after Jaipur and Agra. Jaipur and Agra for Tamilian from Chennai. So he's presented a good case for the Hilton Chennai, and he spoke about maintaining luxury standards while managing both corporate and spiritual guest needs. Rajesh, the old hand. I mean, he's almost a dinosaur in Chennai and the industry and at the park. He's provided valuable insights on balancing the demands of business and leisure travelers while maintaining operational excellence for pilgrimage guests. A big thank you to all of you once again. But before I close the show, a huge thank you to Team BW and Team BW Hotelier. You guys burn midnight oil and bring shows, back-to-back shows, 2 shows a day, 4 shows a week. It's not very easy. And you're the unsung heroes. I salute you. You guys do a lot. God bless you. You do a fantastic job. And this after doing your other journalism duties and marketing duties. Thank you so much. last but not the least, let me thank Diversey. Diversey, thank you so much again with this video. So we'll be back next Thursday, 4 p.m. with two shows. The first one, 4 to 5 p.m. and next one, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and the same routine on Friday. And this goes on right to the end of February. Be there, watch us, encourage us, watch the show live on bwhotelier.com, our YouTube channel, and all the 4 social media. Thank you, everyone, for your support. And let me begin with thanking the ones who make our shows worthy and happening, and the ones who are the best brand ambassadors for the industry. Let me begin with the newest ones on show. Anand, Naved, and Vinodh, thank you so much. And the 2 veterans, Deepraj and Rajesh, grateful. Thank you so much for being on the show. I express a lot of gratitude to you for your time and for all the responses that you gave. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.